Hello, welcome to the first session of the Trendyol Product Management Series. We are planning these sessions by Product Guild. Product Guild is a community that has members from product management teams in Trendyol. With this series, we aim to share the best practices that we have used in Trendyol product management teams and invite you to collaborate with your comments and questions. I am Şebnem from Dolap Product Management Team. I have been working at Trendyol for 2.5 years. I have 8 years of experience as a product manager. Throwing the ball to Elif.
Hello everyone, welcome to the session. I am Elif from the product management team. I have been working in Trendyol for 5 years now. Currently, I am responsible for the delivery experience and delivery platform tools and products in Trendyol. And now we can maybe share our screen to start. Can you see my screen? Okay, perfect. Then let's start with the agenda first. Firstly, we would like to briefly do the introduction for Trendyol. In the upcoming sessions, we are gonna share a lot of information regarding the products inside Trendyol and also how we are managing them, improving them. But as it is the first session, we want to also give the information regarding Trendyol as well. And then we will be continuing about the user-centric products with our experience sharing. And then we will continue about the decision-making tools. And at the end of the session, we are gonna have the Q&A time. So if you have any kind of questions, you can directly send us from YouTube chat and ask your questions. So just briefly explaining the Trendyol. It's Trendyol launched in 2010, and it has been amazing 13 years till now. You can see all of the achievements that we had throughout the years. And last year we just entered in Azerbaijan and MENA areas. So just to share the overall highlights, what has been done and now what we are facing. We are delivering to 27 countries in EU and 6 countries in MENA and Azerbaijan on the Trendyol website. So if you would like to check it, feel free to go to the website. Our vision as the company is to create high positive impact in our ecosystem by enabling commerce through technology. That's why we are really proud to have this series, because inside the technology, product management cycle and all the processes that we have is really important. So we would like to share our experience with you, and we would like to hear from you. Maybe you have some insights with us, shared with us. So what we aim is being the first choice of customers, first choice of sellers, and first choice of talent. So just to briefly summarize the metrics, as all of the product managers love them, we have Trendyol has over 12 billion users, sessions in LTM, and over 30 million active shopper, and of course over 15 million daily active users. So after explaining briefly what we aim in the company and what are the user aspects that we have, I would like to enter to the topic that we would like to share with you as the first one, which is user-centric approach. So today we are gonna share with you regarding one of the products in the developer experience side, which is Pandora. And inside Pandora, we are providing developer productivity metrics for DORA metrics inside the company. And there was an experience for this product for us when we consider the user-centric approach. So last year we had a UI and user experience like this, and this year we improved it to this version. So I would like to share the story behind of it and how we used user-centric approach by building this product inside the company. But firstly, let's start with what is Pandora. So I already mentioned that I am responsible for the developer experience and developer productivity tools and products in company, and Pandora is the technology portal that we build for all of the technology members in company, which is more than 2,000 users. So we are presenting the first entry point for any tech member to find all knowledge, take actionable outcomes from engineering insights like DORA metrics, service maturity, etc., and manage processes in the end-to-end development journey that they are looking for. So just to briefly explain to you the Pandora, this is the homepage, current homepage that we have. So you can see the engineering metrics, like the overview of the tools that we have and products that we have in Pandora and Trendyol technology. And then we have service pages. So in Trendyol, we have more than 7,000 microservices. So for these microservices and all of the details of them, we have service pages. You can check what are the introduction of this service, why it is built for, what are the service maturity score of this service, quick links, for golden signals for observability part, service relations, like which service is going incoming or outgoing, and Pandora Docs. So we are serving documentations inside the platform. We have team pages where we show all of the overview of the teams in Trendyol technology team, and DORA metrics, as I already mentioned. We will go deeply on this, so I will skip quickly. Service maturity to see the health of the services, and observability page to see and understand the health check of all of the teams and the services. So to start with the topic, I would like to first share a quote with you regarding the user-centric products. I think it is really important to understand these aspects. So being user-led can become problematic if simply follow guidance from users on what they think they want, because often they don't really know. But it is really important that we understand sometimes we might get a lot of feedbacks from our users that they know, that they think they know what they want or they need, but at the end, with the brainstorming, with the talking upon the problem or the needs, we can come up with actually better solutions for them, and understanding their problem in deeply is helping us to do so. So just to see the why we are actually talking about the user-centric approach currently, because in the past, with a lot of like experiences you can see also on like in the world as well, there are a lot of companies who follow user-led or user-driven product approach, which means that you are actually responding to user feedback directly, and that means that you are not applying any kind of analysis or filters to the request that you are gathering. So it would make user to lead or drive the product, not you as the product manager or as a product team. And also what user wants is the solution for you. So you are not coming up with the solution after understanding the feedback that they are giving, and also problems, needs that they are facing, but you directly implement the solution that they are suggesting to you. So what we will continue with today, and also we were already doing in Trendyol, user-centric products. So what does it mean? Understanding a problem and the user itself. So listening them, understanding what they are saying, asking questions actively, and actively communicating, analyzing user behavior, of course, with the metrics that we follow, and listening to their wants. So it can be coming from qualitative metrics too, and translating this into needs that drive a creative solution to the problem. So it doesn't matter actually what the solution at the end. After understanding the problem, there will be several solutions, and then you can be agreed upon the solution, like the best solution, after understanding and listening to problem and the needs of the user very well. So this is the approach that we are gonna talk today, firstly. And there are three key practices of customer centricity, like the customer centric products. So first one is deep user insights. Second one is formulating the user centric product strategy, which is highly important one, and investing customers in the users inside the product. So we will go deeply on all of them. For the deep user insights, what we do is we are firstly, of course, defining the persona. We are trying to understand pain points of the users or the customers, motivation to take actions from their sides. For example, I said in the beginning that we are giving actionable outcomes to our users so they can take actions upon it. So just giving the motivation to understanding the motivation from their side to take the actions, and it can help you to build the strategy. Then we have the product strategy, prioritizing the needs and the problems. After understanding pain points from the persona that you have or the users that you have, and also the motivation to take actions, you can prioritize needs and problems. Here, there is a really great, one of the best sentences that I love. Love the problem, not the solution. Again, in the previous slide, I said that there might be a lot of solution at the end, but you need to firstly love the problem. So afterwards, you can build upon it. Even one solution is not working for you, and even you fail, which we all do while we are building products or new features, you can continue to contribute still, continue to improve it still. And of course, align your teams, align with the product team about the strategy. Otherwise, it wouldn't move forward because you are team, as we always say, that one dream, one team. So the third step is the users as stakeholders. Here, it depends on the product. So for Pandora, for example, it's an internal tool, and it is more feasible for me to approach the users and talk with them. But when we cover overall Trendyol, it might be hard to take the qualitative metrics, but we have still tools for it. So we are still reaching out to you to collect your feedback, instant feedback tools, and all of the metrics are being analyzed by our researchers. So here we have feedback circle, active communication with the users and the customers, and showing the results, actually what we did. So time to time explaining the releases to your users are highly important, so they can feel that they actually heard, and they can feel they can share all the other feedbacks that might have from their side. So I will go deeply on each of this, what we did while building Pandora and while making a change in the product. So from the deep user insights, when I first started Pandora, I firstly started with the user interviews, of course, because you need to understand who are your users and what are their problems, actually. So it was really important for me to hear from them. And we were talking about the current working model and its benefits for them. Then we were starting to talk about the pain points. This one is really important, actually, because talking about the improvement areas or needs from their side is the key, will be the key point, how you can actually build upon the features in the future or outcomes that you would like to have for your product. And then the third one is the feedback for the current area. We added this because we had also some ideas before for the product vision. So overall, Pandora has a vision, of course, for being the Trendyol technology platform, and building upon it inside all of the products that we have. We were setting the vision. While setting those visions, of course, we had ideas and also benchmarks from the world, because it's not the first tool that we built in regarding the developer experience. So we were also taking any feedback regarding the current idea on the problems that we saw, and it was really being helpful for us. So this was the explanation of the qualitative metrics, and they are really important for us in this approach. So I will continue with them. For the product strategy, which was the second one, we prioritize the needs and the problems. After understanding them and after defining what is actually needed inside the company by considering this company strategy and also the needs from the users, we created the visions for the products that we will launch. And for each product, we were creating benchmark tools, benchmark documentations to understand how the user experience side being in the other companies, or how the needs are being solved in the other companies. Of course, we were and we are still adding upon it, but it was really a great start for us to understand the other tools and how they move forward. And the second part, which was the one that I love the problem, not the solution. So we gathered a lot of insights from the users, and there we are creating user stories, and we define which release is gonna cover which user story. Then this is actually helping us to understand the problem even in detail. So with this, we are bringing the solution as well. But after the time that we started to do the solution, if there is anything on our way, we might change it. It is not a problem for us, because as we are an agile company. And of course, the last one is aligning with your teams or product teams or your team members, teammates. So what we were doing, we were creating the detailed user stories, feature-based, page-based, or component-based. And also we were creating mock-ups to talk about the details about user flow, what we need for our user, and what we can build upon it. And then the third one was users as stakeholders. So it was really important to actively communicate with your users. And inside Trendyol technology, we have QA platform. So with QA platform, we are receiving daily needs and problems of users that they are facing, and we try to instantly solve them. If we are not able to instantly solve them, then we are having meetings to understand how we can actually contribute to the problem to solve it in the future. This is our daily based platform, but besides it, we have monthly sprint review meetings, and at the sprint review meetings, we are explaining the every month's releases to our users. And at the end of each session, we have the feedback part. So we gather also feedback regarding the released features or products in Pandora and also in other tools in platform teams. Then we have an incubating team structure. So after having the daily information or the needs from the users, and also having monthly meetings with all users. We also have representatives inside every tribe. We call, like, under technology, we have groups, so we call them as tribes. And inside these big groups and tribes, we have representatives, and they are talking about our features with their team members, their team leads, and then they are bringing the feedbacks to us, so we can communicate actively in that sense and understand the user needs even in another level. And this is being in as bi-weekly meetings. So for the outcomes part, I already mentioned that in the beginning. This was the history of how we build upon from this user experience to new user experience that you can see, and UI you can see in here. What we added, as you can see here, for example, we have 4 metrics. So Dora metrics, aka 4 key metrics. We have 4 metrics in the beginning. When they were building, there were a lot of complicated issues. So that's why it was not easy for our developers to build a customizable design, because we were on a backstage project. So they had to add the graphics in a row, and there were not really user flows on the site, so it was not understandable from our users, or not useful from our users, and we gathered a lot of feedback regarding this. So currently what we do, we are of course showing the value as it was before, but we also added the features for showing the increase amount, like the improvement ratio, choosing the date whenever they want, like which dates that they would like to choose. We have KPI success, for example. They are able to add their KPI directly from for key metrics page, so it's making their life easy to understand if they reach their KPI for the deployment frequency or cycle time or not. And on the graphic side, everyone is able to see their teams, while including also the child teams under all of the parent teams we have in Trendyol. So I am of course a member of a child team, but I'm also member a lot of parent teams because of the structure. So I'm now users are able to see all of the metrics of parent team with their child teams, and of course the contributing teams that we have the details and direct approach, direct link to their team page, so they can go to their team page and see the overview easily. That was it actually from my side regarding the user-centric approach. Like, I would like to also mention that it is not only used by us, but also other companies on world are continue to have the user-centric approach, such as Ryanair, Airbnb, etc. If you would like to check also their articles, I think it will be helpful for you. Thank you.
Hello again. I will continue with the decision-making tools part, but before starting, I want to remind you that please feel free to ask any question. You can use chat part from YouTube or LinkedIn and share your questions with us. We will try to answer your questions at the end of the session. Now I can start with the decision-making tools, but before starting, I want to make a quick intro about Dolap with numbers. Dolap is a C2C platform that allows their users to buy or sell any item. So we have both sellers and buyers as end users in our platform. And the Dolap allows users to sell the items that are not used anymore, or buy some economic items from using the app. In the last year, in 2023, we had 5.5 billion sessions in the platform, and more than 3 million active shoppers, and Daily active users was around 1.3 million last year. And now I can continue with the software development lifecycle. Software development lifecycle mainly categorized in 7 topics: planning, analysis, design, implementation, or development. There are some various versions of the software development lifecycle topics, but we can mainly summarize it in these 6 topics. As a product manager, we are involving each part of the topics actually in the life cycle. In some of them, we are just contributor. In some of them, we are executors, and some of them, we are the decision makers. This is why decision making is really important in a product manager's life. I will try to summarize SDLC steps in 4 steps and try to share the decision-making tools related with each subject. For planning and analysis design parts, I will share some decision-making tools with some examples. For implementation and maintenance parts, I will just share some best practices. I will summarize the SDLC steps as planning, analysis and design, implementation testing, and maintenance monitoring parts. Let's start with the planning part. Planning is a huge place in our lives as product managers. We are always creating roadmaps, we are managing the backlogs, and we are collecting requests from users, some market needs, or any other requirement, or any other vision comes as a backlog, and we are creating a roadmap by using them. But how we should shape the roadmap, how we should plan and prioritize the items, we can use several decision-making tools. First of all, we can use benchmarking to actually create the requirements or create the backlog, create the items to add to roadmap. Benchmarking allows us to check the best practices and best user habits actually used by any other platform. And second tool is pros-cons documents. Pros-cons analysis formats help us make visible the benefits and the risks of the options and compare them in a one sheet. And third one is the scorecard templates. Scorecard templates allows us to compare the options by using the weights of the factors. And finally, prioritization templates allows us to compare effort, effectiveness of the options. Let's start with the benchmarking. How we should do benchmark? Let's start from there. Any product can be used as benchmark to check the best practices. There is no need to just only use the competitors as benchmark. You can use any platform, any product to use as benchmark to check the best practices actually. And also you can directly use Experience the app as for benchmark, or you can check the documents or articles about the products. To have a systematic benchmark documents allows us to compare each benchmarked product to each other and also compare it with our product. We can, for example, if we need any new feature, we can check other products, how they handled this feature and how we should handle it. For example, if you need to add, for example, video submission feature, how you should proceed. You can check in which platforms it's possible to import video. You can check them, how they managed it, what their flows, how they are managed how they onboard users to that flow, etc., etc. You can check them, compare it with the other competitors or any other product, and then you can collect some insights for your product to find the best experience for your users. And the second template is pros-cons document. Pros-cons document allows us to list the options and then write the best part of this option and the maybe problematic and maybe cons options of that option, of that feature. What can be added to pros-cons as a pros-cons item? Efficiency of the feature can be added. Will it cover all the requirements? if will cover all the requirements of your users, it could be pros. But if will some lack of experience, that must be a cons. Easiest to explain to the users if there is any onboarding requirement, if you need to add some training sessions to learn, teach that feature to your users, that would be a big con. And tech effort complexity can be added to pros or cons sections also. And compliance with the vision or goal of the product can be added to pros and cons columns. You can use pros and cons documents with other stakeholders in your team or in your company. For example, you can create the options and you can create the pros cons document with your available options, add your pros cons and share it with your stakeholders, for example, business team or development teams or customer experience team, etc. And they can add their pros and cons to that document. And in one big table, you can see all the advantages and disadvantages of these options. So this allows us to see which one is the most advantage option in your available list. And the next one is scorecard. Scorecard also similar to pros and cons document. It allows to select the best feature for your customers, but by using by using your resources most efficient way. And in systematical scorecard document, you can add your options and also factors. There might be some factors for each option. It should be common for all options, and you need to give some weight to these factors. For example, if you adding a new requirement, a new feature in your product, there might be some factors you need to comply it, and there might be some different weights of each factor, and you can list these factors and weights in your document and list the options, available options in there, and add some scores for each factor for each option. As you can see that score legend part, you can, for example, min 1 and max 5 legends in here, and you can score based on these effectiveness of the options. To visualize it, it's a little bit complicated maybe to visualize it. I have a funny example in here. A few weeks ago, we tried to find a fancy name for our backend team. Everybody had their favorite name suggestions for our team, but we couldn't decide because everybody has a favorite option. So we said that let's put it on scorecards. So we list the options and we added some factors that must be covered. For example, a relation to domain, or easy to say because we will share that this is our name anymore and everybody called us with that name. So easy to say was important factor for us. And other factors, we just say that give your scores. So every team member had the ability to score each name option. So we scored it and finally select the Avengers name for our team. And the next one is prioritization. By using prioritization decision making tool, you can change the order of your features. For example, there are 3 options. You will develop all of them definitely, but how we should start, how we should make the first step with these features. You can use prioritization templates. With this template, it allows to compare the options by using impact and effort for these options. For example, it might be a quick win option. It will have the high impact, but it will be little effort in the development side or any other team side. So you will probably select this option because it's a quick win. But if it will have a small impact and if it is more efforty, so you will not choose to continue with that option in the first step. So prioritization allows us to see clearly the situation with your options. And let me continue with the second step of the SDLC steps, that analysis and design. I have a decision-making tool template for that part also. It's phasing document. Phasing documents allows us to iterate the features in some parts. The aim of the phasing document, divide a complex feature into valuable parts actually. By using the features can be provided to customers with the efficient use of the resources. For example, you can start with analysis part in your phasing document, and after that you can release the MVP, and then you can add the more advanced features at that MVP, and more faster way you can release your features, and you can reach your customers and solve their problems by using this phasing document. I believe that most of us as product managers have these phasing documents and some iteration and MVP templates. But I just want to share our best practices that we used in the Trendyol way of working culture. And we are using some basic columns and subjects in our phasing document. For example, we are keeping release dates because there might be some features, some projects that can continue for months or years. And deadlines, for some cases, there might be some strict deadlines, and you need to reach that goal before that deadline you can release also. And seeing the tech effort and business efforts and the main features and main subject of that phase, seeing in a systematical way helps us to see clearly the way of the feature. And actually, decision-making tools are completed in here, but I want to continue with implementation and testing parts to complete the SDLC cycle, actually. I will share just for some best practices that we are using in Trendyol, but please feel free to share your comments and your best practices in chat. We want to collaborate here with you. For a project or any other product lifecycle, generally we are making daily and closing meetings. It allows to sync the team aligned about the targets and deadlines, and if there is any blocker appeared during the day, or if there's any problem appeared, we can quickly align about it. And creating the to-do list and tracing the items from there allows us, if there are several teams joined that project execution. For example, if there are a lot of to-dos in different teams, it will be great to trace it from a to-do list and check if that team is in which status, in which team, which status, and also it allows to align all of the participants in the project team. And also UAT part, user acceptance test documents, provides ordered results of the development, and mostly product managers are completing the UAT processes and be sure that our customers will have the best experience in our product. To tracing these items and these steps in a structured document allowed us to see if there's any problem appeared in any part of the flow. It will make it visible, and it helps us, of course. And finally, maintenance and monitoring part, there might be some traction reports to see that how that feature achieved your goals or not achieved. You can select the affected KPIs, and you can check your target KPIs and check results daily or monthly or weekly results if you applied your solution to all users. Or you can use A/B test, and you can check A/B test reports. So you can divide your customers to equal parts, and you can show one group the new feature and not show the new feature to second group, and then check the results. You can check conversion rate, click-through rate, etc., bounce rates, etc. You can check them, and then complete your monitoring and decide for the first step and complete the SDLC steps and back to the first part, plan, analyze, and design, and continue with these steps. For now, that's all from my side. And if you have any questions, we can try to answer.
Okay, thank you, Şebnem. That was a great introduction and also presentation.
Thank you.
We have some questions actually. Maybe we can continue with them. Ayla asks, when was Pandora established? So I can maybe start with that one. Pandora actually established in 2 years ago from a backstage project. So all the user experience and site and also user interface was coming from the backstage, the project of Spotify. Then we gathered a lot of feedback from our users to customize it even more and make the developer lifecycle even easier for our users. That's why we started our own project, building our own project, and currently it is coming to an end. It is not finalized yet, but most of our products inside the platform is already our own product and project, I can say. Back one. Perfect. Then we have second question. How do you track the user behavior? How often? Would you like to share your insights, Şebnem? Or should I?
I guess you can continue.
Okay. Then from the user behavior side, we, as I mentioned, like today we talk about a lot of qualitative metrics, but we have also quantitative metrics too, as we all know, and we are using several tools to do that. So for each product, that it might be changing, but we have, for example, Google Analytics, Delphi, or there is one product that is building upon inside the company currently that we want to actually track our users' behavior and users' metrics from the tool that we are improving. And for some of the products we are using Hotjar to gather feedback. As for the Trendyol.com, actually we have an instant feedback tool that we improved in the company. It's actually launched currently for the other countries, not for Turkey currently, to test it. But in the future, it might be also released for Turkey too. And yeah, that's all that came to my mind now. And how often we review them for product managers? Every day, I guess. So for us, we check them all the time. But with the teams, at least for example, my products, we check them monthly and also quarterly. But if there is any problem for the metrics, if they are decreasing, etc., it is generally good for product managers to check it with their tech leads, team members, to find new solutions for the upcoming iterations. Yeah, that's all. Then we have third question. Is it a way to use some of the techniques combined, mixed with other techniques in planning phase?
I guess I can answer this one. I don't think it's a good way to combine different techniques in a one sheet. You can use different decision-making tools just to select one feature. You can apply your options in each of them and see that if that option wins in all of them, you can clearly use it and you can trust it. But it's may be confusing to try to combine all of the decision-making tools together. So I can suggest that you can use all of them for the feature, but you can run them separately.
Perfect, thank you. Then we have for Dolap again. Do you have a product requirements document, and is there a traceability between request document and test document?
For some parts we have, and we are trying to trace it, but it's not I can say that it's not covered 100% of the product and 100% of the services, but our aim is to complete these for all of the product and trace between requirement document, and then create the automation test or also test documents accordingly to that requirement documents, and follow the test from here to just provide the best experience.
Perfect.
Thank you for the question.
Then there is another question regarding test processes. Are you using auto testing? If yes, what is the coverage of it in terms of your requests? Yes.
Maybe I can continue, Elif, and you can add your thoughts related with it. In Dolop side, we are using automation tests, of course. It varies based on coverage varies on based on the different services. We are trying to keep all of the services above 70% of coverage for automation testing, but it may vary based on services, but it's healthier to keep it as possible as higher because automation test provides the healthiest solutions for all of the users. So we are trying to cover 100%, but generally it's our target is above the 70% in Dolap side.
Yeah. From our side also, it is actually same. I believe most of the product teams that we have in Trendyol has the same requirements, but the 70% is being varied for each product by considering their availability, their user, like the persona, etc. But we are all using auto testing. Then how did you integrate all these techniques in the SDLC in Trendyol? Which ones do you use? So systems development lifecycle, I guess.
Yes, software development lifecycle. I can answer. Actually, we are using all of the techniques in Trendyol. All these decision-making tools are the parts of Trendyol way of working culture. But you can choose your tool based on your requirements, based on your features. It's just optional. It's available for us to use any time, but using it is just optional. But we are generally using them because in Trendyol we are deciding based on data, and using data in these decision-making tools allows us to make the right choices in our roadmaps and in our product management life.
Yeah, I agree, by the way, with that one. So I will directly continue with the next question. How do you interact and coordinate with dev teams? So I can maybe start with that, then you can your thoughts about it. So for the developer teams, actually we are a huge team, so it doesn't matter if you are a developer, product manager, designer, or QA. We all coordinate with each other and communicate with each other actively. And when there is a feature or product that we are building, we are including our developers or developer teams inside even the idea. So we brainstorm together, we share our benchmarks with them, or we gather to groom about the mock-ups to talk about and hear from them. For some products, we do this. For some products, life cycle, it's coming after the design. So after design process, developer teams are being involved and start the development. Yeah. Şebnem?
Actually, totally agreed with you, Elif.
Okay.
Thank you.
Perfect. Then, how many product managers are currently working at Trendyol? Let me check. So we can check from the group.
Yeah,
Sure.
I can share that in Dolap side we have 5 product managers right now. But in the turn, when we are counting the whole Trendyol, it will be around 100 maybe.
It is more than 200. 236 members we have in the group currently. Okay. So in which environment do you create funnels to visualize the user journey, and which tools do you utilize for this purpose? Additionally, what factors do you consider when determining these features? Amazing, actually.
And maybe I can start
Uh-huh.
with a small part and then give it to you, Elif.
Okay.
Uh, for user journeys, there are some tools that we are tracing, but we also tracing the events and funnels of our users to see that in which part of the funnel users had problems or bounced back or just have difficulties and leave the app, etc. Kind of funnels we have, and we are tracing from there,
Mhm.
and we are keeping the customer experience in the highest level.
Yeah. From our side, we have Google Analytics for funnels, and currently we are building upon a metric like checking the user metric environment from BigQuery, and we want to create a better dashboard for us to see the even like deepest information regarding the users and how they behave on our product. So I can say for Pandora, Google Analytics, and BigQuery. Okay, we have another question. Is product owner and product manager same for Trendyol? How is your organization?
Uh,
Okay.
As I know, there are only product managers. We don't have any product owner in our organization. But in the most organizations, product owners are working similar to product managers. So it would be the same. But as I know, we just have product managers in our organization.
Yeah, I know as the same. So I don't have any addition. If you have any more questions, yes, we have one more. Do you have people specified for in A/B testing, and how you decide which feature to test?
I can start for it. Generally, we are uh, monitoring A/B tests with our analytics team. We are deciding based on if we are touching the, for example, UI. Generally, we are making the A/B test. If there is any experience change in the flow, we are definitely making A/B tests. And sometimes we see the surprising results because we don't want to make sad our customers. So if we are touching the UI and if there is any change in the flow of the user, generally we are trying to make the A/B testing. And as product managers, we are following the A/B test processes with analytics team, and we are discussing about the results with them together and decide accordingly from the results by checking the CR, CTR, etc. Kind of KPIs.
Perfect. I don't have any addition to this, so we can continue. But I guess we are at the end of the questions. If you have any more questions, we can answer it. We have still, I guess, 5 more minutes. But it was fun, right, Shebnem, as the
Yes,
session. I enjoyed it, this, and I saw a lot of great comments. So thank you for joining us.
thank you. And thank you all for the questions. There were really valuable questions. And it's great to discuss these subjects with you in here.
Indeed.
I guess we are done. Thank
Yeah.
you all to join. And do not forget to follow us. There might be more product management series in this channel.
Yeah, actually, we can maybe hint a bit. So, for the
Yeah.
upcoming months, there are product managers who will present regarding the cloud products that we have, and also fulfillment processes and search products in the future. Of course, it all will be defined by the product managers that we have, but these are the hints for now. So, just follow us for the future.
Yeah. Thank you all to join. Bye.
Take care.
Bye.